created the Cathouse, one of the most infamous clubs in rock and roll history.
It's going to be a dangerous night at Cathouse.
He was the face of Headbangers Ball during MTV's golden age.
For you, the Headbangers Ball.
And he witnessed the rise of hair metal in the Sunset Strip scene from the front row. These days, he's telling his own story in his one-man show, One Foot in the Gutter, which is on tour now. He is Riki Rachtman, and he's had the courage to come here today with three complete idiots to sit back here on the show. Riki, thank you, and welcome back to the channel.
Thank you. One of the few shows that I've done twice because, one, it always looks good. You guys do a great job. And two, nobody else has asked me back for a second time. So those are the two reasons. I hate the word hair metal. You know who says hair metal? People that weren't there.
Is that right?
I hate the word hair metal.
Really?
I've never heard the word
Why is it such a lexicon?
Because it's stupid. It's anybody that like, do I love Faster Pussycat and Cinderella and all those bands? Absolutely, I do.
It's a lot of hair and a lot of metal.
But what do I listen to Cinderella thinking how great Tom Kiefer's hair was or look how cool Tammy looked? No, I listen to it for the music. And when you say hair,
right,
what you're doing is you're downplaying a genre of music by its hair. Like thrash is called thrash, thrashing around. Death is dark, heavy is heavy. Hair.
And hair metal is because their hair was full of hairspray.
Okay, I didn't listen to their hairspray. I listened to their music, okay? And then it got to the point that people were just about that look and, and people don't look at some of the great music that came out of that era. Like, like Hanoi Rocks. Like that was one of one of the first of that genre, if you don't go back to T-Rex Slade. I mean, back in the Cathouse, occasionally we'd call it glam. It was called glam, but when it was glam going back to the T-Rex Sweet days. Yeah. That's what we were calling glam. But hair metal.
Well, I didn't want to piss you off right away. I knew it was time to do that.
I hear it all the time. Every time everybody's like hair metal, I'm like,
what should it be called? I mean, is there?
Well, I'd take Lemmy's path, and I call everything, whether it's possessed or, faster. I just call it rock and roll.
80s rock is really just probably the better term.
Here's the thing, like Cathouse, which had our Guns N' Roses and our kind of gypsy junkie look, was different than the Warrants on the Sunset Strip. That's not to say Warrant didn't play the Cathouse, they did. Yeah. But the Cathouse was not the same as the Sunset Strip. We did have crossover, but Cathouse was more dangerous. It was because it was owned by, Tammy and I. So it wasn't like a bunch of promoters. It was the guys that just really wanted a place just to hang out. So, we never had any intention of opening up something that would be so iconic that's going on its 40th year.
40th anniversary.
Yes. So that means I can't say I opened it when I was 9 because that means that we're all, God, it's rough. 40 is a long time, 40 years that the Cathouse opened.
We've got something for you.
Okay.
To look at because I don't know if Ray's going to give this up. But Ray, you want to show Riki something?
I pulled something off my wall, but I wanted to bring one thing because I really wanted to because I don't know much about the year of this.
Okay.
And I wanted to see
I probably don't either.
I want to see if you remember this and how many of these you think exist.
I'll tell you what's so great about that. I remember that. And I have about 4 of those at my house.
Oh, really?
And I never put them up for sale or I will one day. Now, that was interesting because I love the way those Globe posters looked back in the day.
That's why I bought it.
And how much did you pay for it? Did you buy it recently?
No, a long time ago. It was like $75.
Wow. Okay, I got to sell some of those. But the thing is, there was a time, that wasn't in the 80s. There was a time after the Cathouse, after I lost my career for that fight, and after all that, out of desperation, I tried to do a Cathouse on the Sunset Strip. And it was done for I would say it was done because I just needed the money because I was flat broke. And I mean, we still had Suicidal Tendencies, still had Motorhead play, still had Love, Hate, Bang, Tango, had all those bands play. But that wasn't the original Cathouse from the 80s. But those are, I don't know anybody else that has them except me and you. Because they're cool, because I love the look of those posters.
I do too. It's like, quintessential LA, for a long time, and when Hendrix was playing, they had those kind of colored posters.
I think I'll try to make some for my tour, just for the hell of it.
Those posters back in the day, I wasn't around for that era, but I've also heard the urban legend there was flyer and poster wars.
Oh my God!
Is that?
It was, well, here's my take, because everybody has their take about what killed the '80s. Don't say hair metal. What killed that '80s rock scene? And everybody has their theories. The grunge saying that grunge killed metal is as stupid as saying hair metal. No, I think that's even stupider. But what happened was everybody, that's how, because we had no social media, so that's how we promoted. And people would like see how high they could put their billboards, and people would,
So no one else would cover them?
Yeah, but on Friday and Saturday nights on the Sunset Strip, it was just packed with everybody passing out their flyers. Now, when they made a law about that, then bands wouldn't go on Sunset Strip anymore to promote their flyers, and because you would go on the Sunset Strip and there were just people everywhere. Yeah. Every band was out there passing out flyers.
He never saw Metal Years until last night.
It's just beautifully shot. It's just beautiful.
It is, but I think like it's kind of funny that all of the people that weren't in bands that were being interviewed and say, we're going to make it, we're going to make it, oh, we're going to make it. The only person that didn't say we're going to make it that wasn't in a band was me. And I did all right. So, I never said me and Tammy through the whole thing, we were always, even though me and Tammy didn't do our segments together, it was always like, look, we don't know where we're going to end up. Like, I never, I didn't know what would happen in the future. I didn't have visions of being on TV or anything.
Your segments are just in the moment. Everybody was pretty much in the moment, but Tammy's stuff, they're pretty honest about the money. They're pretty honest about, their segment was very, very honest. Whereas Poison, they were...
No, they were being them. That was them. The thing about Poison, they were just on the brink of getting big. And that was them. I think they were pretty screwed up at that time, maybe. Some of them were. But, and for all, you got to understand, I wouldn't say that Poison were like gutter kids from Hollywood, because most of them from Pennsylvania. But we were all struggling. We did not come from money at all, So this was all very new to a lot of people that, all of a sudden, I remember watching the different cars Axl would show up with, and he pulled up and he goes, dude, look at this. I got this blazer, and I just spent I think he said probably $10,000 on the steering. Right. And he had speakers in the back this big, and it was it was crazy to watch the progression of everybody doing better and better.
And it's just amazing that era will never have anything like that ever again.
Absolutely.
Never again.
If you listen to any sports team game, like the Hurricanes last night, or if you go to a college football, it's all arena rock from that era.
Is that a foundation of One Foot in the Gutter? Those stories?
It's where I came from. I think people go because they want to hear the rock and roll, and I'm not going to let them down. They're going to hear some crazy stories and see some crazy stuff. But there's also some pretty messed up stuff that happened in life that we all go through. It's funny. It's like I think about what are the things that made me, for better for worse, who I am. And it was skateboarding, punk rock, and the 80s metal scene. And that's basically the core of who I am, and some screwed up things happened in my past, and I'm grateful for them in a sense. But yeah, I think, if I told people I'm gonna tell you this story about my life and the end is kind of inspirational, nobody would go. I wouldn't go. But we also put in, people don't realize, yes, I tell all the stories from the Cathouse that people might have heard, some that people have never heard. I talk about Headbangers Ball. I show certain episodes that really stand out, and I talk about it. But I also talk about having everything, losing everything, and the ups and downs, and sex, drugs, rock and roll, and everything. And I try to end it with a positive message. It's the greatest thing I've ever done in my entire career.
When you were getting ready to do it, so 2022 you started, right? And the Charlotte show sold out.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you're like, I don't think anybody's going to buy into this? Or
every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day, still. Every single day.
But then after it sells out, are you like, okay, there's a thing here?
No.
No.
Here's the thing. If I would have had a dream of what I would be doing, even talking about this to you guys is still surreal to me, because if I would have had a dream that I'm going to be going on tour, talking to people, I would say, it'd be the coolest thing, but that's never going to happen. I mean, you guys got to remember that pretty much my whole life is hearing all of my friends talking about going on tour and thinking, that's got to be the coolest thing in the world. That's the coolest thing. And even though I'm very low budget, like I'm in a truck and we're not staying at great hotels and we're driving really, really far and eating crap food, or let's stay at this hotel because let's stay at this hotel because I can get free waffles there and stuff like that. But it's absolutely amazing. Now, I don't know how I'm going to feel at the end of this tour because this is me in that truck for a month and a half. But I love doing this so much. And, I mean, what my main goal is now, if I was going to talk big picture, everybody's been saying, oh, we should do a documentary on your life. We should do a docu-series that does this. I go, well, what I would like to do is, and I'm just saying this because I'm going to try to find a way to manifest it, is have my live show filmed, but when I talk about a certain story, then it goes to Slash talking about it regularly and talking to all those people. And when I'm saying like, we were here, and then it goes to me at that place talking about it. So it'd be like the One Foot in the Gutter show, but then certain instances, it goes to those locations where certain things happen and talk to the people that were there. Like, I know that I'm very lucky because I can get all the people that were, because I still talk to them, and that is what my goal is. But in the meantime, I've got to change the ending of the show now, which is going to be difficult. But it's pretty incredible, and it is very, very personal. And I mean, without sounding a little bitch, there's a couple times, especially the first show, that when I ended it, I got a little teary-eyed, not because I was sad, because I'm like, holy crap, this is better than anything I could have ever dreamed of. Yeah. And anything that, when people say like, dude, I liked you on Headbangers Ball, that's very nice, but you like the videos that I happen to play on Headbangers Ball. And when you said you liked going to the Cathouse, that's very nice, but you like to see the bands and see all the girls and you liked all this. When you see One Foot in the Gutter, you're probably going for all this, but you're going to my show.
It's deeper.
It's
a deeper cut.
When anybody says anything nice, like, dude, you were great on Headbangers Ball, oh, thanks, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, hey, the Cattle, thanks. But when they say you're on the Headbangers Ball, like, if you walk by me and say, like, dude, I love One Foot in the Gutter, don't think you're just going to walk by. I'm like, hey, you really think so? Like, I'll talk to you about
now.
Because and it's me. This is me,
right.
Man, you, even on social media, you are sort of an open book. It's a lot of just honesty and upfrontness and openness about you, and you put it out there. What is that? Just you? Is that who you are? I mean,
I've had family members tell me this, like, as recently as the drive here, like, don't post everything on social media. And I'm like,
it's damn interesting.
Those are deer. And when deer don't get enough corn, they look like this. I think that this is something that maybe we should all think about. Going to find peace. Sure, I can always tell you how I'm doing, but how are you doing? How are you doing today? Is everything in your life today just absolutely perfect? Do you look forward to today, and do you look forward to the future because everything's going great? And I'll just talk about it because I haven't talked about this ever. Is that a lot of people that follow me that know me, that I was married to Leah Vendetta. Great, beautiful woman. And we did everything together. We rode motorcycles cross country. We did it. So people were invested in it. Not like maybe like a reality show, but it was all real. And so they were very invested in her and I. And we're getting divorced. And we're going through this very painful process right now. And I felt that I should tell people. And the reason that I felt that I should tell people about this is because I have a Patreon. People are invested in this stuff that I do. And that's not me being very conceited to think like, oh, I'm so poor, people care about it. But when people watch what I go through and hear what I go through, I really hope that they're thinking like, wow, he's talking like me, or maybe there's a different perspective. And so I did talk about it, and I have been talking about it. I would never, ever, ever say anything mean about Leah. And I did a lot of stuff that was wrong in this relationship. So, but, I decided to share a lot of this, and, here I am, it was only like a month and a half ago. I was singing with Guns N' Roses. It was Guns N' Roses, No Axl, and me singing. And that got a lot of views. But then I just said something about this stuff that I'm going through, or that I'm thinking about moving. And I'm like, really? Like 100,000 people just cared what I had to say. And I don't do anything for sensationalism. I don't do anything ever to hurt anybody. I will not do that. I've been that guy before. I've been that guy. I was that guy that got arrested for beating up somebody that had said some bad stuff. And I'm not that guy anymore. And because right now I'm personally going through some changes that are very personal. If you look at that and say, oh, what a whiny bitch or whatever, but they're not saying that. And the reason I'm doing it is not sensationalism. The reason I'm doing this is like I'm going through stuff, and perhaps if I say something online, it reinforces it to me, and maybe somebody else is going to hear it. Like, it's real easy to be, woe is me, life is over. But let's get to the facts. I'm old as hell.
Well, there's got to be some self-therapy in there too.
Absolutely, there's self-therapy. And, and I mean, this time I'm actually going to therapy, and I'm going to meetings, and I'm reading, and I'm learning all this stuff because I do have, I'm the first one to say, I do seriously have a couple mental problems, I do.
Who doesn't?
A lot of people do. But I have my whole life, I mean, I even say in my show, I tried to kill myself when I was 10, It's like I've always had some screwed up stuff in my life, but I'm also one of the luckiest motherfuckers there is. Like, look at this. And am I stressed about the future? Very much so. But if I say, look, if I'm stressed and I say, look, and I look at the thing and I say, look, we're all going through this crazy stuff right now. This is tough, but if you like what I'm going through in the journey, join me. Join my Patreon and be a part of all the stuff I'm going through. If you don't, you can. I got a comment today from some, and the problem is I still have that old, like, somebody's right, and he comments, he's like, dude, why do you post this? Nobody likes you. And he had 3 followers. Yeah. And I've got like 130,000.
He made the account just to troll you.
It's like, dude, every day these people are on my posts saying that I suck, and it's the same fucking person. It's like, don't follow me.
But that's the one that lives with you.
That's right. And used to. Now it's because, let me tell you something, okay? First of all, everybody knows I am not a tough guy. I'm a wimpy guy. And as I get older, I'm even more wimpy. But there's an extent of stuff that I can take. And I used to say on the radio, when I used to do talk radio and people would talk smack, I would say, this radio station is at 3580 Wilshire. I walk out of this station every night at 6 o'clock. I go on tour now, and I've got all these cities. If you've got something, there has never, ever, ever been one person that has stood in front of me and said something negative. And if somebody walked up to my face and they said, dude, you suck, you're a poser. You know what I would say to them? I'm like, okay, why do you think that?
Right.
I've been a musician for a long time, and when my friends would go on tour, I had this one friend who would call touring the relationship killer. Did you find the tours interfered at all with the relationship? Has that played a part in it?
You know what? See, the thing is, when I went on tour, Leah went with me.
Oh, okay.
And worked her ass off. She was like the greatest tour manager. But I think, nobody ever thought that I'd go out for a month and a half. I sure didn't. And she's got a job. So do I think that if I wasn't on tour that we'd still be, maybe? I'm not 100% wrong, but I've done some bad things, but it was not a good time. It's been kind of hit and miss for a long time. But no, I don't think that the tour did that.
She supported you in it.
At first, I don't think I would have done it if it wasn't for her, because she was very supportive, because she's like, she was always like, you belong on stage, which is weird. I'd be on stage and I'd be doing these things, and I move around a lot and have I think my timing's really good. I'm not the first one to do spoken word, but for the metal community, I kind of am.
But you've been around it all as far as performers, and you've had ambitions to be one. Like you got it. You understand it.
I love it.
I don't know how you feel about this guy, but for me as a kid growing up watching, it was like you and Del James.
Oh my God, how do I feel about Del James?
Yeah.
There are very few people on this planet that I like as much as Del James, that I respect. A matter of fact, if there's a problem or question about writing or anything, I will always turn to Del James.
Well, to me, when I was a kid, it was like you and him were the guys that...
Love Del. He's got a graphic novel out called Consensual Violence that's about like luchadors and stuff, and he is one of the few people that's been with Guns N' Roses since day one. He's like Axl's guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been like that forever. And respect the hell out of Del James.
Oh, cool.
Like,
Yeah.
I think he had a book called Language of Fear, and I think he might have, well, I don't remember this. I think he might have really wrote a story that November Rain was based on in the video, maybe.
Was he in the video for November Rain?
We all were in the video. For
Yeah,
November
I
Rain.
remember.
Everybody was in the video for November Rain.
No, I remember that. And, I'll get your take on this. And again, Chris, you cut this out.
No, stop saying that. Nothing gets cut out. Now you're going to, where's the camera? That's my camera. He just said, you're going to cut this out, but he's not going to cut out. We're going to keep it in. Nothing you say will offend me. And if it's something I don't want to talk about, I'll say I don't want to talk about.
My theory on
Unless you say something political.
No, I'm not going. I don't do that. But my theory on why the strip ended in the way it did in the collapse of the arena rock stuff on the strip was November Rain. Because
Okay, that without a doubt is the stupidest theory I've ever heard in my life.
But hear my argument.
Don't cut that out.
Oh, I'm not.
Here's my
That's staying in.
here's my argument: is those bands came to Sunset Strip going, I could be Poison, there's 4 chords and whatever. I could be Motley Crue, but November Rain was such an epic song. It was like the perfection. That record, Appetite, followed by November Rain. I think people on the strip were going, we can't do that. Like until
Well,
you
then I'm going to
can't.
shoot down your theory with one person.
Sure.
Eddie Van Halen. Kids picked up guitars, and nobody picked up a guitar thinking they're going to be Eddie Van Halen, but everybody picked up guitar. So I don't think that anybody said we're not going to be in a band because of November Rain is such an epic song.
No, I think that if you look at the timeline of when that came out and what the bands started breaking up left and right because it was such a competition on the strip. It was such a competition, and when that record came out, it was like we'll never top that. So they went and got grunge stuff because they could play.
No.
I'm just a damn idiot. Well, to me,
You're not a damn idiot. You're a great guy with a stupid theory.
Well, think about this. If you were in a band
Yes.
and you go, okay, November Rain, orchestra, a movie, cinematic video, or look at Smells Like Teen Spirit, 3 chords and flannel, you go, I could do that. I don't know if it'll be as good, but there's no way I could pull that off.
Wait.
Hold on. I got to educate everybody on something, okay?
Please.
Nirvana and Soundgarden and Alice in Chains play rock and roll. Soundgarden, if there wasn't that thing that they called grunge, Soundgarden, I hear so many Sabbath influences when it comes to Soundgarden. You know, Nirvana was just kind of punk rock. I mean, when the Nirvana record came out, I remember because the notorious Nirvana on Headbangers Ball. I love that album Bleach because it had some like punk rock angst to it and it was a great record. But here, I'm going to say this. I go on a long theory that I could do a whole hour about this, but I'm going to say one thing about any of that theory, about grunge now, not the November Rain video. Heavy metal is strong, heavy metal. And I'm not talking about like, because nobody ever talks about how come all the heavy bands, the thrash bands, the death metal, the black metal bands, how come those bands never lost their following? You know, I mean, look at who's selling out arenas. Look, Megadeth's last album hit #1, you know, and that's a metal band, you know? So, and grunge didn't kill Megadeth or Metallica, the biggest rock and roll band in the world. But here's the thing. We're heavy metal fans and we're metal bands and metal bands are strong. And now another music scene came and killed us. Well, if something kills you, that means you're weak. Right. So that means your metal scene is weak. And it wasn't the bands. That means that all those metal fans didn't like that band anymore and went to something else. So how in the hell did they kill it? If I put out a record and everybody loves my record and something comes out and everybody gravitates towards that, it's like, I guess my metal fans weren't that loyal to me.
Right.
I mean, it makes perfect sense how anything could, it's like, you know, oh, well, s'mores were very popular till they made ice cream. No, right. It was just people went different directions.
This is bringing up a huge question. You have been in the unique position of seeing a lot of musicians come by, some talented, some quasi-talented, some not very talented. Did you ever offer your opinion or your advice to them? Or did you just let them go and do their thing? In other words, dude, you've got it. You're going to be a star. Dude, I'm sorry. You need to go work at the drive-in.
I never, okay, this is not a hard rock band at all, but I used to be friends with Mark McGrath, and he was in a band called the Shrinky Dinks, right? Yeah. And we'd let them play at the Cathouse. I think they opened for Pearl Jam at the Cathouse or whatever. And then they became Sugar Ray. And I never in a million years thought they would ever do anything.
Yeah.
'Cause they were just this
Interesting.
goofy band. And I never thought they'd be as big as they became.
But they were also at a time when goofy bands started hitting off.
Well, yeah, but they also kind of went for like, a Sublime type music, And look, I'm not going to, I am the first one. Nobody's changed their styles more than I did. I'm 50 something and I've had a mohawk for I don't now. Now I'm trying this new style letting my hair grow gray. But like, when I cut my hair in 92, nobody had short hair.
The bleached blonde.
Oh God, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one. And the worst part about it is I had this bleached hair that was short that looked like
You
Eminem.
looked uncomfortable with that haircut.
Yeah, that was when I was married to a hairdresser. But that was mad at me and left the bleach on too long. But it looked stupid. It's what I thought it would look like. It's not what it looked like. But I have a picture with me, Rob Halford, Ronnie James Dio, Sebastian Bach, and Lonnie Anderson. And I don't ever hang that picture up because I look so freaking stupid. But I'll show it in my show.
Because you don't like Lonnie Anderson.
No, because of my hair. Like I've always changed. Like people don't say like, oh, Ricky's always trying to dress like this. I wore a shirt and tie on Headbangers Ball once. I always, because I play around with the way I look, I don't care. People, oh God, now Ricky's trying to be a bike. I'm like, dude, do you know why I wore flannel shirts back in the 90s? Because I've always been a biker, and when it's cold, I put on flannel shirts.
You are one of the most reinventive people.
Which is not a bad thing.
No, but I have a question for you. If 1988 Ricky walked in here right now, what would he say about this Ricky?
1986 Ricky would be better.
What would he say? What would he think of you right now?
Oh my God. I think it's more of what would Ricky today think of 1986 Ricky, because he was high on crystal meth and stealing clothes from Tammy's closet.
Yeah.
And
What would that conversation be like? What would you tell him? Get your shit together or just ride it out?
You know what? That's interesting because obviously I had a drug problem and I've had a lot of problems. But the truth is, including this failed marriage, which was great for a long time, I'm going through something right now, and I don't know where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
But the common thread in my show, and not to give a punchline out, is a lot of bad things happen in my life, but those bad things, something good wouldn't have happened if I didn't go through those bad things. I have no idea what great thing is going to happen after me and Leah get divorced. But I'm going through a different thing. I mean, of all the things in my life, I never thought that I'd be getting divorced at this age and be living in this house by myself,
right.
But I don't know what's next. And the new Ricky, I think of all the changes that Ricky did, whether it was getting sober or whether it was this, is I think the changes that I'm going through right now are more dramatic because, without getting into all the Buddhism and stuff like that, I've never really been in the present, and I didn't know what mindfulness was, and I'm really, really working on that right now. And I kind of like the person I'm like I would be friends with me.
Well, I gotta say,
I would be friends with me.
I gotta say
There
this
we go.
compared
You want
to
that where's the tissues?
Let me ask you this, Ricky. With the almost restart in your life, you're a guy that kind of pivoted. Are you in that zone where you're just like creating and you want to be busy and you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got a lot of ideas of things I want to do, and I want every One Foot in the Gutter show to sell out. I want to do something with the One Foot in the Gutter. I've been told so many times I need to write, and I want to start writing. And there are ideas of things that I want to do, but I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit scared about the financial thing that, I live this great life in this beautiful house with 2 cars and 3 motorcycles, but I don't have much of retirement, if anything, So there is that fear of what's going to happen next. Just like, I have these surfing goals I want, these certain things that I want of goals that I need to achieve. Like if I died and didn't write a book, I'd feel like I screwed up there. But I also realize now it's good that I didn't write a book because now is when I really have got a great journey.
Yeah, you got to write a book.
Yeah. Well, what about the band you're in on the Sunset Strip? You ever think about re-releasing that?
No. Virgin?
Virgin, yeah.
I was in a band called Virgin, and we have some songs. The guitarist sent me some songs, and it sounds very dated to me, but it's not that bad. And then I played in a band called Battery Club that I really enjoyed. And we went on tour. We did some shows opening up for Offspring.
Video producer in me is envisioning a biker show where you get on your bike and you go and visit some of your rock buddies and you guys check out the scenery, hang out.
That
and
show for decades.
Did you? And you jam? You do some jams
Decades.
together?
No,
Wow.
no.
Damn.
The thing I was going to do is I was going to ride my motorcycle and I was going to go to all these iconic places in rock and look, there's a video of me.
I get ready to
I
show
didn't
it.
sound that terrible there.
No, you
were.
I
I
didn't
saw that
sound
the
that
other
terrible
day. It's
there.
phenomenal,
Finish that TV show
actually.
pitch, and then we're gonna watch this.
Wow, I was nervous that day.
Well, we're gonna
And
go into
this was right when this was like right of the days when Lee and I were like.
That's
So it was a very emotional time.
this was just in March. This is just
Ricky.
a few months ago.
Wasn't correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't this a benefit for like
Jennifer Perry, who was a great agent back in the day. This is how this came up, okay? Vicky Hamilton, who's a very well-known
Yeah, of
manager.
course.
She managed everybody before they made it big. Motley Crue, Guns N'
Poison.
Roses, Fast Pussycat, Poison, everybody. Vicky called me, and Vicky was really good friends with Jennifer Perry, and she said, can you come to LA and do this show? And this is when I'm having some issues with Leah, and I'm like, going to LA is very expensive, this and that. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. Maybe I'll do it, stuff like that. Then I got a fucking text from Slash. And Slash said, hey, would you come to LA and be a part of this?
Can't say no to that.
It would mean so much if you'd be the host of this event.
Oh man.
And I'm like, can I play a song too? Back in the day when every band would play, especially any band with Gilby, I would always get up and do Cheap Trick Surrender. Mm-hmm. That I didn't even sing it very good. But I said, and then Gilby was kind of like, maybe Ricky should do Surrender, because it was like, oh yeah, Ricky's here. He's going to get up and do Surrender, because I love Cheap Trick. And I'm sitting there and I'm there, and you have to understand that every one of these people are people that I've known for 40 years, okay? So the first person I see is, I walk into a rehearsal room and Slash is there, and Gilby Clarke is there, and two guys that were in the band Candy are there, and then Fred Corey, who's the drummer Cinderella, that also was a drummer for Guns N' Roses for a while, that people don't remember. And then all of a sudden Slash shows up, and then the big shocker was Steven Adler showed up. And I think everybody was a little bit shocked about that. And I love Slash. Slash texts me quite a bit, and I text him, and I think the world of both him and Megan. And so then it was time for me to sing the song.
Let's take a look. This is like
I was so scared.
If you had a wish, like, it was like the best live band karaoke ever, right? For someone like me.
Featuring with Why Is He Up There? My name is Why Is He Up There?
Now, again, we've got iPhone video here, but
the first note was way off, but then everything else was good. First note's terrible.
now you're in it.
It was so fun, but I wanted to act cool, but I also made sure that I would stand by Slash and stand by Duff and stand by Gilby, because people are taking pictures of those guys. So I want a picture of me and Slash and me and Duff.
You can't be on the other side of the stage.
No. I can't be it by myself, because I'll be looking at people looking the other way. So then while I'm
You gotta
singing
get over
it,
here.
yeah, so while I was having the time of my life, because obviously there was I was just moving around, because I feel awkward on stage. But then I looked over to the side of the stage and I saw Tammy standing on the side of the stage. I'm like, let's get you in here, buddy.
I was gonna say, hey, you bring him out.
Yeah, so I grabbed Tammy and then I brought him in, and I was looking, and I was like, I'm kind of singing okay. I wanted to
you look
sing.
good, man.
Yeah, no,
You
you
sound
did
good.
I felt awkward on how to move. And then I don't know why I said I'm going to wear a shirt and tie.
There you go, right
too.
there. There's the thumbnail right there.
That's pretty damn cool though, man.
No doubt.
I mean, this is like a make-a-wish for a glam rock.
Kind of is. It kind of is. But the reason I did it was because Slash texted me but it was sort of like, he didn't ask me if I would sing a song. He'd asked if I would host a show.
Yeah.
Like, to me, this is a trophy. This is something you could, if anybody ever talks shit to you, you could be like, show video, but you ever done this?
Yeah, you ever done this?
I won't ever wear a shirt. I will never wear a shirt with my name on it. Even though Riki Rachtman's Cathouse, I have the greatest tour shirts, but I won't wear one of my tour shirts ever because it's got my name on it. Is it now that I've got my own house? Is it cheesy to take a picture of that and put it above my fireplace?
no.
Okay, good. Then I'm going
I just
to.
played on a video loop.
Yeah, I would have it on
constantly.
As
video
long as
loop.
it's not on the fireplace and there's another one in the bathroom and there's one by the bed, then it's a little excessive.
That's excessive.
That's
man.
excessive.
Okay.
Dude, are you kidding
Only
me?
one frame.
I guess I'm proud. I don't think I tell myself enough. I mean, like, I am my worst critic.
Yeah.
And this is interesting, but it's also interesting. Like, it's only been this week that I've looked at pictures of myself and said, like, like, I'm an old man. Like, I look like old Ricky. I mean, I don't think that I walk around like an old person.
No.
I still could do probably pretty much the same things that I did back then.
Right.
And
We're not to the point where One Foot in the Gutter is brought to you by Life Alert. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
but if they or anybody is interested in sponsoring it,
Dude, you
wow!
Get
write the check.
I'm all. Look, I'm not a sellout, but there is a price that I will take a sponsorship because you know what? I pay for all this stuff. You think that I'm making these big $5,000-$10,000? No.
Yeah.
And who the hell do you think is paying for gas, which ain't cheap, in a
Right,
Chevy
that's-
truck,
that's you.
driving all over?
That's right.
So. Yeah, I'd hope to get a sponsor for the One Foot in the Gutter show, but right now what I'm worrying about, like, it's hard for me with no label, no anything, to get the word out, to get people to buy tickets.
Yeah.
Some tickets are doing great.
Right.
And I'm so excited, but I'm also very nervous about how to get the word out.
So where can people find the list?
CatHouseHollywood.com is all of the...
So can they buy tickets on Cathouse Hollywood?
Well, what I sell is I have these two different, which you see a lot of bands doing these like meet and greet things.
Yeah.
So I started doing something which basically is the only money I make on tour, which I have a thing called the VFI, which is very effing important. And then I have something that I started called the Road Crew. And some people say this is the stupidest idea. And the Road Crew, someone pays $250. They don't have to buy a ticket for the show. They show up early. They help us load stuff in. They help us set up the stage. I buy them lunch. They sit and they're with me all day. And when I say help us load in, like there's really nothing to do. But they help us. You know, I might say like tape my set list on the monitors. They hang out with me the whole show. They hang out in the dressing room. We sit down with me and the two girls that work with me on tour, or one guy, Paul, and we sit there and we have lunch together, and then we take pictures, and they get posters and laminates and everything like that. Those sell out, almost everyone's sold out. Then I do the VFIs, which I've created myself. You still have to buy a ticket, and we sell 15 a show. And basically what happens is you show up before the show, we sit around a table, they get a signed poster, they get a laminate, and we just talk. And I'll sign whatever they want to sign, and then I take individual pictures with everybody, but it's not like a meet and greet like, hi, and then you leave.
Right.
It's like, take a picture, let's sit down at a table and talk about whatever you want. And then if it's GA, you get to pick your seat before anybody else.
Okay.
And those sell really well. And that's because there's I mean, when you're hearing all these big bands talking about canceling shows due to lack of ticket sales, like I've got full disclosure, and like everybody's like, play Colorado Springs. Well, why aren't you buying tickets to Colorado Springs? Like I hope that show doesn't get canceled. So if you're in Colorado Springs, please buy tickets to the show. I'm playing in Reno. I'm playing a lot of places. San Diego.
And it's intimate too, right? These are
like, I'll give you an example. Like I played Flint, Michigan, which was like a couple hundred, and you could not fit another person in there. And
Machine Shop?
Huh? Oh God, I love that place.
Is that where you played?
Yeah, you know, I like the Machine Shop not only because of the owner, Kevin Zink, but the reason I like Machine Shop is if you suck, they will tear you to shreds.
Oh, yeah.
So I walked on stage and there were a couple hecklers, and I gave it right back to them. And by the end, it was like the rowdiest, loudest, most supportive crowd of any show that I've done. And that says a lot to do that at the Machine Shop. But I like playing. I mean, I've played, obviously, I do a lot of 300s. I have one that's like 700. I doubt very highly I'm going to sell at a 700-seater or even a 400-seater, but I usually sell between 1 and 300 seats.
What was up with the stand-up comedy gig that you did recently?
Oh my gosh. I did my very first stand-up comedy show.
How did that come about, and how did you like it?
My retirement from stand-up comedy the next day.
The same day.
It was two people that I care a lot about. Craig Gass, who's a great comic.
Oh, dude, his Gene Simmons impression.
He's the best. And he's just a sweet guy. And Chris Kale from Five Finger Death Punch has been doing comedy for a couple of years now. Really? Like, I didn't know stand-up comics, like the headliner would maybe do an hour. Yeah. And most people do 20. So they're like, do you want to do a comedy show? I'm like, well, I'm not a comic, right? So I agreed to do it. And then the whole time I kept on saying, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. No,
Well, how
Craig,
long
it'll
was the
be
set
this.
did you do?
My set was 20 minutes.
That's
And I went
a real
bit,
set.
went a little bit extra.
That's a real set. yeah.
And I really liked it. And we were doing 2 shows a night so I did 4 shows total. And the first one was my very first one. And I walked out there and I'm like, okay, let's start off by, I'm not a comedian. Everybody set your expectations so low. If you think you won't laugh, then maybe I'll exceed your expectations, but don't think, and the shows went good. And I came up with a couple of jokes, and I'm going to use them in my One Foot
There
in the
you
Gutter
go.
show
Yeah.
because, everything I tell.
But how much prep did you do? Did you have a couple of weeks to do this, or was it on the fly? And you
Well,
had to-
with everything I do, I have a couple weeks to do it and then start doing it a week before,
Okay.
saying, why didn't I start earlier? With everything I've ever done. Yeah, I need more time. Like, I should start preparing on One Foot in the Gutter right now. But it went great. And Chris and Craig are such good people, and I had fun. But I don't want to do
Yeah.
comedy anymore.
What about back in the 80s? Were you around?
Well, I
know-
got to tell you something.
I know you're
okay?
around for the.
That's something that we don't talk about is what Monday nights at the Comedy Store were like.
That's what I want to hear.
Because we would all go, all the people from the Cathouse would go Monday nights to the Comedy Store, and we'd all hang out there. And I think it was free to get in. And every night it was like Sam Kinison.
Oh, you're
it
killing
was
me.
Andrew Dice Clay,
Killing me.
Carl
Damn.
LeBeau, all these guys, and we would sit here and we'd see Kinison like before anybody knew who Kinison was. And that's what we would do. Monday nights we were at Cathouse. Monday we were at Comedy Club. Tuesday we were at Cathouse. Thursdays we were at Bordello. And Fridays and Saturdays he didn't go out.
That's legendary. If you saw
It
Kinnison,
was so many times I saw Kinison and Dice. Like when Sam Kinison, we were seeing it for the very first time.
and going like, what the hell is this?
Oh my God, he would do those things like, call, take somebody's phone. Hey, honey, your boyfriend's there. And we would just sit here and like I said, you didn't know you were in a magical time back then.
Yeah.
So this is just what we did. Like, oh yeah, we'll go Kinison played again last night, not knowing these are going to be the biggest comics there are.
I have to address something right now. So usually when we do this program, the man that usually sits right there won't shut up. But somehow he's right.
Things changed a lot, didn't they?
He's right here and he hasn't said a freaking word. Brady, do you have anything you want to ask?
Every time Brady starts to talk, he goes, and I just jump in.
he saw the lashing I took for my Guns N' Roses take. He's like, I don't want any of that.
He's also drinking beer, popping Xanax. That's the other
That's
reason.
right.
So when does the tour start?
The tour starts July 7th.
Where are you starting at?
Either Greenville or Greensboro or Greenburg, South Carolina. Something green.
I think it's Greenville.
The Radio Room?
Why don't
I'm
we do
playing-
that? You should know.
Right.
Let me do it.
Well, I'm playing there, and then I'm playing in Nashville at a place I've already played, the City Winery. I'm playing a bunch of city wineries, which are rad. Just too classy for me. I'm playing a city winery, and then I play Tupelo. Like, how cool is that to
that's
play
super
Tupelo,
cool.
where Elvis was born?
You're doing it. I mean, listen, this is, the audience age. That's where you need to be is the wineries.
And I need to start early.
You got to start early.
And
That's a
every
4
show
o'clock
has to be
show.
No, it's not a 4 o'clock show. I did one matinee. This is so classic. I did one matinee in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And the reason that I had to do a matinee because after my show, it was extreme midget wrestling. And I'm
At the
like,
venue? The same venue?
I mean,
Yes.
I wish it was the same show and I was the opening act because I would have loved to have that poster. And all the people that would set up the stage and set up, were all little people. So as soon as my show was done, I just sat there and I just watched everybody set it up, and I loved it because I am a hardcore wrestling fan.
See, it's too bad you're
Oh,
sober. That
man,
would have been a
me
good
too.
one to have a cocktail watching.
Oh my God, it was great just to watch.
Is the whiskey kind of like a pinch me moment that you're going to be doing your show at the whiskey? Was that club important to you?
Yeah, very much so. The whiskey is definitely. Yeah, I mean, as far as venues that I'm playing that I've heard of, that I had history with, the Machine Shop was one that I knew of. To play the whiskey is a big deal.
Is it going to be seated or standing?
Every show I play is seated. I cannot play stand. So they're putting seats on the floor and they're selling chairs all around the place.
Do you have in the back of your mind like maybe a goal to play the Roxy and Troubadour and all that, or is the whiskey the mecca for you?
Yep.
Being LA's my second home, when I go back, I'm such a nerd for the history, and I see that it's like living landmarks. actually hurts my feelings to see these buildings go down. When you go back to LA, do you notice stuff like that, and does it bum you?
Absolutely. It's not the same. I mean, the last time I was there, which was probably about 2 months ago, and like just restaurants that I thought would have always been there were gone. And, you know, obviously there is no scene in Los Angeles. People don't go out like they used to. And the venues, they're closed a lot. But, you know, putting that building, and the thing is, LA has always been a destination.
Yeah.
And the idea of putting this big, you know, W Hotel or whatever they're going to put there and getting rid of these clubs, if you really think the Sunset Strip is going to be a destination, you're absolutely mistaken. The Sunset Strip is dead. The Sunset Strip is dead. It is not coming back. I don't know how long Whiskey Rainbow Roxy are going to be there, you know, hopefully for a while, but I don't know. And the Rainbow's not the same. You know,
the
nothing's
Rainbow's
the
a
same.
museum now of what it used to be.
That's what I was going to say. These places are going to end up being museums for they'll still operate, but it's going to be, back in the day this happened here.
But the thing is, it's not just the locations and the sceneries and landmarks. You know, everything's different. You know, the homeless situation is out of control. It's so sad in LA. Gas is too expensive. It's expensive to live. Crime is rampant.
Taxes
and it always
are nuts.
was. Everything is crazy. I mean, you know, when I had to make the decision, do I want to go back to Hollywood or do I want to stay in North Carolina? It wasn't really that hard to make the decision, especially because, you know, what I can afford out here, I couldn't get anything.
Between those two spots, for sure, that's an easy one.
Yeah. When I went to LA last time, I rented a brand new Corvette. Piece of shit, by the way, and I'm a Corvette guy. And I rented a Corvette because I wanted to drive on Mulholland, and it was speed bumps. It was just
what?
speed
Are you kidding me?
No, it's.
I used to love making that drive at night.
You have to slow down, or especially if you're driving with a Corvette, sports car. That's
you'll crack a Corvette in half. Absolutely.
But I think what's going to happen is once they build these buildings where they put it where the Viper Room was, and they find out that they were not profitable because there's no entertainment industry in LA anymore, and soon there will not be an entertainment industry anyways, and that there's not going to be an incentive to come to LA. So LA's gone.
God,
I think
it hurts my heart.
There's such a big part of American culture. Think about Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the mall. You know, all of those. The
malls are also something. I still think like, I'm going to go to the North Lake Mall which is out here, and people say you don't want to go there and don't because I like watches. They're like, don't wear your watch. I'm like, really? And everything's closing there. You know, and the first things to go is when they lose the Apple Store. That's the start of everything. And the malls, because kids don't hang out. And I know this sounds like an old guy thing. It absolutely was. That was our social life.
We had a hack that we used to go in high school, and we just walked throughout the whole mall. And then I realized, hey, why don't we just sit at this fountain, and we'll just see everyone we're looking for people. Why don't we just stay here, and they'll all come by.
Let them come by you.
Right?
And you know what? Now that I think about it, I never met a girl at the mall. I'm sure the intentions for everything I ever did.
He meets girls at the dog park these days. They switched it up a little bit.
He's a handsome man. I had to open up a rock club, you know. But
yeah, he had to open up the most infamous club in LA to get the stars and strippers and rock stars.
That's what it was.
Now we go to the dog
Which is
park.
interesting. And I mean, now we live in this different generation. But I am proud that people think of it as just this dirty, decadent sex-ridden, that there was sex in the bathrooms and sex. Like, I'm okay with that. It does. It does. I talk a lot about that in One Foot in the Gutter.
And that's an era that people that are coming up, and because we talked about it, GNR still at the stadiums, Def Leppard, all these bands, that era is still relevant, which keeps this relevant, which is why One Foot in the Gutter is why you got to keep it going.
I mean, I hate to think that the show's nostalgic, but yeah, it absolutely is nostalgic. But it's true tales of sex, drugs, rock and roll, sleaze and debauchery, raunch and roll, all true because I was there. There will be no voice tracking or AI at all in the show, unless I make a backdrop with AI. And there's video and photos as well.
Or any mention of hair metal.
Hair metal?
Right. We're not doing that.
Then you'll get started again.
Ricky, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Everybody, check out cathousehollywood.com. Look for tickets for One Foot in the Gutter.
Please.
At a city near you. Check it out. Definitely get out. See Riki Rachtman. Ricky, thank you.
Oh, always fun, guys.
Yes,
I always,
absolutely.
I mean, the truth is, it's like, I always have fun here. You guys do a great job. The show looks great, and I have a good time.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you, man.